Bonjour, aujourd'hui je vais vous montrer la vidéo du docteur Marshall qui est un Américain qui a bien étudié le problème de la fraude en ce qui concerne Donald Trump. À vous de vous faire votre idée. C'est un point de vue d'un Américain, on n'a pas ce point de vue ici en France. Bon visionnage.
Almost 9 hours last night. I have peace. I have confidence. Are you praying? Are you praying your rosaries? Are you eating well? Eating good food or crummy food? Take care of yourself. Go watch the video I did. What to do for the next 90 days. How to take care of yourself. We got to take care of our families, our homes, protect our homes. Got to take care of our bodies. Most importantly, we got to take care of our souls. And that means you got to be right with God. You need to know the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Okay, let's look at some of these numbers. This is a great website with this mock-up that I'm using. I'm going to encourage y'all to visit it as well. Let me get it on the screen here. There it is. What a beautiful, beautiful picture, except for those numbers at the bottom. The name of this website is everylegalvote.com. everylegalvote.com. Now, this is the map that CNN called, right? This is the President Biden-elect. President-elect, yay, yay, hip-hop hooray. The AP has called the race. In fact, if you're watching this on YouTube, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a warning sticker beneath this video saying this video may contain false information. The AP has already called this race. I think the last 3 or 4 videos I've done on this topic, my videos get that sticker beneath the video. Are y'all seeing that right now? I'm curious. If you're in the live stream on YouTube, shoot me a comment live. How many are there in here? Oh, good. We're over 2,000 people. Shoot a comment. Tell me if you see that sticker on there. Okay, so this is with the voter fraud. Now, here's the new situation. This is the current status. Red, of course, is Republican. Blue is Democrat. Those purple states are mixed. They have congressional districts. If you don't know what that is, go on Wikipedia. They have split electoral college votes. The orange states are the states that we're looking at today. Okay, you see Georgia. By the way, a recount has been called in Georgia. I'm excited. I think it's great. I think Joe Biden is scared. But who's going to watch that vote? Is it the same people voting? Counting the votes? The same people? I don't trust those people. We already know those people are bad, right? We need a vote. We need a recount of the vote, and we need an audit. And we need police officers by the truckloads in there watching them. In fact, I would even recommend that all the voting be recorded, even if it's on an iPhone. All the counting needs to be supervised by human persons and needs to be video recorded. So we can go to any time stamp and see what people are doing. We do this at banks, don't we? All transactions are video recorded. We do this at casinos, for crying out loud. Every single hand of blackjack, every single craps throw is video recorded in the casinos. So they can go back and see, were people cheating? And yet here, in the great United States of America, we don't have video recordings of people counting all the votes? It's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So back to our map, looking at our orange states. Georgia, recount, we need it audited. Interesting to see Virginia on there, because there's been a lot of accusations of fraud in Virginia. Even though everyone just assumed, okay, yeah, give it to the Republicans. Pennsylvania is the Disney World of fraud. That right there, stopping the count. I'm going to talk in a minute about what stopping the count means and how it's used in other countries called dictatorships. And then we've got all these glitches and dead people and whatnot over there in Michigan and Wisconsin. That's why they're marked orange. Same thing over here in Arizona. I was convinced Arizona was was Red Trump World. And when Fox News called it early, I just thought that was baloney. I just couldn't believe it. It didn't make any sense. And then also, lots of cheating in the great state of Nevada. Did I say it right? Every time I say it, I get criticized. Nevada, Nevada. Why? Because Californians were voting, were double dipping in the Nevada votes. Plus, we got lots of fake ballots. We have ballots with just Biden, no down ticket votes. Why would someone go and wait in line and go vote and just fill in the Biden bubble and not fill out all the down ticket votes? Why would they do that? Because they're in a hurry? Because they have a deadline? Because they've been assigned to complete 2,000 or 3,000 during the night? And if they have to bubble every single candidate, it's going to take them 30 times longer per ballot. That's why we have all these ballots that have just Biden-Harris at the top and they're blank all the way down. Super duper sketchy. Now, here is the map without voter fraud. So we just say, hey, let's call the race 9 p.m. to midnight-ish, depending on the time zones. Let's just race November 3rd. That was the election day. It's the Tuesday after the 1st. And let's just call it there. If you stop counting, that you can't do that. You import mail-in votes on the 4th, can't do that either. You got dead people, you got glitches that happened at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. on the 4th. Sorry, you can't have those either. We just wipe all of those off the board. And what do we have? We have this map on the screen. This is without voter fraud. And look at the Electoral College numbers. Let me see if I can actually, yeah, I can. Oh, there we go. Y'all see that down at the bottom? 231 to 307. That's a strong Trump win. That's why I said at the beginning of this video that Trump doesn't just have a good chance of winning. He has a great chance. He has a great chance if the courts can call for audits, recounts, and the Supreme Court gets involved, particularly in Pennsylvania, says you can't change the laws on voting and counting and deadlines during the election. That's just not allowed. You can't do that. That's unconstitutional. It's against the rules. As I said 2 days ago, it's like you're watching the Super Bowl and one team is down by 1 point with 20 seconds left in the game. And the referee says, well, we just decided, a commission just decided we are going to add 20 minutes to this game. You can't do that in the middle of the game. That's what happened on November 3rd, particularly in Pennsylvania. I want to talk to you about voter fraud. Of course, if you're on Twitter and Facebook and social media and Fox News and CNN, hopefully you're on better outlets like OAN and Newsmax. Maybe you're on Parler. I'm going to go through with you the various forms of voter fraud, because up until now, we Americans, we all believed we lived in a free country that was honest, and when we voted, every vote mattered and it was legit, and we didn't live in a place like Iraq under Saddam Hussein, where you went in and you voted, and who knows if your vote went anywhere, and maybe they found out who you voted for, and if you voted against Saddam Hussein, your name was put on a list, and you lost your home, maybe you lost your life. In America, we've always assumed we don't live in that kind of country. And now we're hearing about all sorts of voter fraud. So I'm going to explain to you the various forms of voter fraud, and then we'll revisit the map that I just showed you. I'm getting this, by the way, on a wonderful website that I would encourage everyone to go to. You can follow along with me. It's called everylegalvote.com. Everylegalvote.com. There's also a way to report fraud from that website. Okay, the number one way of voter fraud is stopping the count. We have never, in any presidential election until 2020, seen states just stop the count. According to this website, I haven't verified it, but according to this site, that has never happened in a presidential election. Yes, we had the hanging Chad situation before, but we never just had a state like Pennsylvania or Georgia or Arizona just say, hey, you know what, we're just going to chill, hit the pause button. We'll get back to you in a day or so. Nope, that's not what we do. Okay, this idea of, hey, we're going to stop the vote, stop counting the vote for a little bit, this is what they do in dictatorships. This happened, according to the site, recently in Thailand. All right, and what they do is it generates time for them to bring in, to import covertly more ballots. You see, it's for them, to going back to a sports analogy, what if it's the World Series or it's the World Cup soccer or if it's NFL football or NBA? What if it were possible to know what the other team was going to score? You're watching it in live time. And then right as they're approaching the time to win, you can pause the sport, black out the screen, take all the fans and attendees out of the stadium, and without anyone watching, adjust the scores of the game. How would that ever be fair? You're going to manipulate the time clock, or you're going to add innings if we're talking about baseball. You're going to remove all the observers, the whole nation watching. Say, everybody go to sleep. Go to sleep. We're going to stop here. We're going to black out the TVs. We're going to go to sleep. And we'll get back to you. And then everyone wakes up the next morning, and the team that was down by 15, 20% in some places, they just got all these points in the night. Well, we didn't see that. Well, they just did. You have to trust us. I know we stopped the game prematurely, but just during the blackout, in which there were no attendees, no fans, no one watching on TV, and even no refs, they got more points. Why stop the counting? There's only one answer to why stop the count. Okay, there's two answers. One answer is, we're just so tired and we ran out of coffee. We got to stop counting. The other answer is, we need to cheat right now. We need to import ballots, votes. And this is why we see so many of these ballots have Harris Biden filled in and nothing down the ballot. Because if you have to fill in 30, that takes 30 times longer. And if you need to somehow produce during the night 100,000 ballots with a certain number of people, you have to rush and make the ballots quickly in order to meet the gap and then slightly push over. And you've all seen that map, right? I've shown it so many times, I'm going to show it again. You've all seen this map, or this graph rather. Look at that natural, round, curved, red line of Trump. Just a natural, what you would expect if votes were coming in and manually being counted. And then on November 4th, right after 6 a.m., boom, straight line north, and Biden comes and crosses over on Trump. What? Same thing same thing happened in Wisconsin. What's crazy is both of these northern lines happened around the same time on the next day after the election. How weird is that? What's the coinky-dink coincidence that kind of a thing would happen? Okay, so stopping the count is the biggest cheat mode that there is. The next is mail-in ballots. This can be done in a number of ways. Let's say grandma and grandpa receive their 2 ballots and their millennial grandchild lives in the basements and gets the mail that day and says, oh, here's the ballots. I'll fill out mine and I'll fill out grandpa's and I'll fill out grandma's and I'll send them in. That's one way to cheat. Another way to cheat is all these checks we're finding out, government checks went to dead people. All those dead people also got ballots. And people filled them out. And you know what's crazy is? It seems that all of them voted for Biden. Weird. That's so weird that dead people, that Joe Biden does so well with people in the 110, 120 range of age. Now, ballots received by mail are thoroughly mixed because they are randomly sent and received. The Democrat versus Republican ratio in each batch of ballots should be uniform across a region or state. I'm reading from the site everylegalvote.com. We dig deep into this here, where we show that many states, including Virginia, Wisconsin. What if Virginia flipped? Oh my goodness. Virginia, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, Maine, and all show signs of ballot tampering and injections of Democrat ballots after the initial in-person votes have been counted. Virginia particularly shows a complete flip in the ratios from the first counts